Hello friends, myself Mr. Sunil Devkar, Assistant Professor in the Department of English of Rayat Shikshan Sanstha's Rao Bahadur Narendra Borowke College, Sri Rampur. Today I am going to deal with the topic resume writing, or we may also call it as curriculum vitae. During last lecture, I have dealt with the topic how to write an application letter for a job. So what is a resume? Resume is an attachment. It is an attachment to an application letter. So I have already told you the process of a job. So you might be working in certain company and you want to switch over to another company or your job to any other institution or a firm. At that time, we make an application. And while writing that application, what are the major contents which should be focused, or we may say which should be highlighted in a specific manner. As I already mentioned you that it is a mirror of your own personality and the work you have done or the achievements you have achieved at that in different fields. So you know the process. First of all, what is it? It is an advertisement. The advertisement itself, it gives you an idea. What kind of idea? What are the preferred skills for that job which the employer want to give? So there, whenever you are applying, you should read the advertisement in a proper manner. You should note down what is the expectation of that company or any educational institution. So when you know the skills, you may match with your own profession or your achievements, and to what level do they match, you know whether you are eligible for that post or not. And likewise, those points should be reflected in your resume. So here in a sense, what exactly is a resume? It is a brief account of person's qualification. Qualification, what are the qualifications? They might be your educational qualification or they might be your professional qualification, your job experience. So we know that we will come to it later on, job experience or the post you are holding for. So what is that means as per, so you want a promotion, you want to switch over the company, you have a bright future. So your past experience, it will surely count in the next, in your next post. So likewise, whatever the post you have held, so that it should be mentioned in a proper manner. So in fact, we say, what is it? It is a factual picture of a person. Factual picture. It is not an imaginary or fictitious work, you can say. It is a mirror image. What is biodata or a resume? It is a mirror image of a person. So it's a mirror image of a person, or we may also call it as an advertisement of self. So it is just like marketing. So if you don't speak, you will not be selected. Even though you might be having those skills, but you should bring it on the paper. Let the people know. So that means why they should hire you. What is the need of that corporate world? We should know. And as per the need, demand and supply, that principle. So you are the employee and the employer wants those skills or that type of person they are expecting. And when they are as per their expectations, you should prove, yes, I am eligible for that post. So it is, you can say, an advertisement of self. Why you need a resume? Why? What is the need of resume? So to get an interview, so that means you should be called for that interview. So for that purpose, to get an interview, interest the employer. So whenever he will read your resume, he will find, yes, he is the person for whom I was searching. So he should feel in that manner. So interest the employer. Give positive impression. What is resume? It is the positive impression of that employee. So that's why we need a resume. Whenever we are writing a resume, what are the different points which one should remember? First of all, keep your sentences short. So a resume, it should not be much more lengthy. You may use phrases or you may also use short sentences. So wherever we need short sentences, use their short sentences, or otherwise in an abbreviated manner, you may use phrases. So be brief, be concise. At the same time, avoid errors or mistakes, vocabulary or grammatical constructions. Vocabulary, that is your spelling mistakes, you should try to avoid. Grammatical construction, it should again be in a proper manner. Don't include your hobbies and interests which are not relevant to that profession. You might be interested in many different other works, but they do not correlate that profession. So don't add irrelevant things in your resume. So, or the extracurricular activities which you feel, but they do not suit to this profession, don't add those. So likewise, we should try to avoid these things also, unnecessary informations, and write in a chronological manner. So your sequence, whenever a person is reading your resume or whenever he is going through your resume, he should feel, yes, he has presented in a proper manner. In short but sweet, when we say short but sweet, it is your first impression, how you present yourself through writing. So it should be short but sweet, concise, and it should be a truthful image. One more thing I would like to add, what it should be? It should be a truthful image. Don't be a liar. There is always a cross verification. Whenever you give your additional information in your experience, they might make an inquiry with your previous employer, that may about your character, about your work experience. So at that time, whenever you are writing anything, give your factual and truthful information in your resume. Don't try to give irrelevant information, or don't be a liar whenever you are writing a resume. So likewise, now I will turn to the components or the structure. What should be the structure, or which things they should be added in a resume? So first of all, heading. What does heading it includes? So likewise, heading is what? It is your personal information. So here it gives you the account of your personal information. So basically what things they should come? Your name, your address, your contact detail, your email ID, or at certain places, it depends upon the type of post you are giving the information. It may, that means if you are applying for any, you can say paramilitary forces, so there you can say you should give your personal information about your physical fitness also. So those things, they should be added here. You can say your gender, likewise your age, your height, or your blood group. So that might be added as per the requirement, where you may say. So that a heading is nothing but it is your personal information which should be highlighted in a proper and significant manner. So address, your personal address, and secondly, these three things, they are very important, I would say. Your personal address, it is important. Secondly, your contact number. If instantly if they want any certain information, so your contact number or your email ID. So this is the fast way of contacting you. So likewise, these three things, they should be given there: your address, contact number and email ID. Some other information or personal information which you give, it depends upon the type of post you are applying for. So as I have already told you, so whatever is been asked by them, read it. So your resume, it should not be common for all the posts, that means wherever you are applying. So there the resume, it should not be common. The resume, it might change. It might change according to the post. So never give a same resume at every place. So it should change. And as per the demand, so those things, they should be changed or they should be added or reduced, you can say. So that is the first, the heading it comes. Secondly, I would say the job objective. Why you want to apply for that post? Job objective, what it is? It is a short statement that tells the employer that what specific position you are applying for. So job objective. So whenever you are applying there, so likewise you should give a short statement. In what manner? That tells the employer for what specific position you are applying for. So here I have given you one example. So seeking sales manager position in a multinational company. So why you are applying? So you want to seek a sales manager position in a multinational company, or you may also say you are seeking a marketing manager position in Tata Group of Company or in Tata Consultancy Services. So likewise, whatever you can say, the job objective, it should clearly mention for what position you are applying for, you can say. Or even in teaching field, whenever you are writing, so seeking position in Rayat Shikshan Sanstha's Rao Bahadur Narendrao Borodke College, Srirampur, as a professor in English. So likewise, the job objective, it reflects for what you are applying for. Next, I would say your career summary. What it should do? Your career summary, it should highlight some of your special achievement. What is career summary? Career, you can say whatever the career, that means job you have done. So likewise, it should highlight your special achievement. So likewise, here in a sense, I have given two examples here. So what are those two? That means first, professional marketing with 5 years of experience in social media, in Google or Facebook, you can say. So likewise, what does it reflects? It reflects your career summary. So professional marketing with 5 years of experience in social media, Google, or you may say Facebook, whatever you can say in that manner. So it reflects your career summary. So likewise, here you may also say result driven computer student developing user friendly software. So likewise, here in a sense, so it reflects your career summary. So summary of your skills, whatever skills you have acquired. So whatever skills you have acquired, you may also mention those skills there. That means your summary of your skills, they are reflected in that manner. Here you can say, so likewise your skills, what kind of skills it might be reflected. So here in a sense, I would say ability to build a rapport with the employees. That is also what it is also one of your skills. So likewise, you can handle any certain department. It is also one of your skills. Or the other skills, you can say whatever that you may also say that you have a considerable amount of experience in banking and lending areas, in-depth knowledge. So likewise, those skills you may mention one by one. Further, you may give your professional experience in that. So what kind of professional experience? So whenever you are writing your past professional experience, what things they should be included? So whenever you are including your professional experience, you should first of all in a sequential manner. You might be having 10 years or 15 years of your professional experience. There, what things they should be included? The name of the company, the position. First thing you can say the name of the company wherever you have worked. Secondly, the position you have hold there. Then next, the tenure, 2014 to 2018. You can say your first. That means your tenure from 2. So it should be mentioned from 2. You can say, and the type of work you have done there. What kind of work? In brief, 2, 3 in a bullet form. You should mention what the type of work you have done in that company or which department you are you work with, what kind of work you have done. So likewise, even though you might be the sales manager, but the type of work you have done there, so it should be mentioned. You can say so. Like it gives us what? It gives us your clear idea of your professional experience. In short, the name of that means the name of that firm or that educational institute wherever you have worked, the position you have held, the tenure, and the type of work you have done. So in a sequential manner, it might be you have 4 or 5 companies you have worked with, and the type of work you have done up till now. So it should be mentioned in a sequential manner. So likewise, if there is a break, so if I say to 2010 to 2015, you are working with certain company, and in between for 1 year or 2 year, you are not, that means you are not employed, and again in the year 2017 you are employed with some other company. So how you should make? That means don't give a break. So instead of giving the break, you should be able to highlight that you have done certain course. So in between that 2 year span, I have completed certain course, you can say a training program. So what does it mean? That even though you are not employed, but you are engaged in some other things. So it should not reflect like a break. So you have acquired different professional skills in between that period, and the next job which you have secured, it is surely of a high position, or it is of a, you can say that means it has surely benefited him or the employer also. So that it should be reflected in your professional experience. So likewise, then next you can say the responsibilities. What kind of responsibilities? So the responsibilities, you can say, so here you can say what kind of responsibilities you have handled up till now. Information about your roles, activities, tasks that relate to fulfilling job, such as decision making, designing, selling. So up till now, whatever you have worked, so what responsibilities you have shouldered, you want to highlight. So if I am applying as a teacher in some other institute or in university, so what I should be able to highlight, or how I can be benefited to that other institution. I may say, even though I am an NCC, I am a faculty of English department, what other works I have handled. So I may also say I was a chairman of University Grant Commission in the college, UGC committee I have handled in an individual manner. I was also, you can say, NCC officer in the college. So or any other things whichever you have handled. So it gives an insight. It gives an insight. Yes, he has the knowledge in those fields. And he will be beneficial. Other than teaching, how he can be beneficial to us. So what different responsibilities you have shouldered in between this period up till now, so they should be highlighted in a proper manner. Or if you are working in any firm, what decisions they have, you can say they have benefited that company, or how the sales it has enhanced in that company with your decision. So you are designing some design or job or a new innovative work you have done. So it should be highlighted there. So these are that means those responsibilities, whatever you have shouldered, they should be reflected here. Next, I would say about your educational qualification. Whenever you are mentioning your educational qualification, the highest qualification, it should be mentioned at the top. So whatever you can say, if you are an educationalist in educational field, likewise your highest qualification is it is PhD, so it should be mentioned at the top. Then next you may say about your MA or MCom, then next BA, 10th. So likewise that is your educational qualification. You may also highlight your professional qualification, whether you might have done MSc IT or any other professional course you have done or any training program you have completed. So it should be mentioned in your where you should mention in your professional qualification. Academic qualification is different, or your educational qualification is different, and your professional qualification is different. So there you may make two groups. Your academic qualification or educational qualification is different, and your professional qualification, it might be added in a separate manner, you can say. So that should be included in your educational qualification. So, and finally, lastly, I would say what references you may give or you may not give. So if it has been mentioned that you should give the references, likewise the references, whenever you are giving the references, it should be given of a reputed person. Reputed person of what kind? If I am giving references, if I am applying for any job in any other college, so at that time whose reference I should give? I may give the reference of a principal in the college. So of the same principal or any other principal who is familiar with you, or any reputed person in the university, head of department of the university, so his reference, or any chairman of any educational institute. So though his name, the position which he holds, that person, name of that person, the position he holds, his email address and contact number, so that if he may feel he want to contact, he may contact about he may ask some related information to that person. So generally, in a sense, nowadays in BPOs, KPOs centers, they asked what references. So likewise, your past experience or your character certificate, in sense that inquiry is that they do that inquiry with that proper person of whom you have given the reference. So that references, it plays a significant role to know the additional information about you by a reputed person. So in short, biodata is what? It is a mirror of your achievements. It is a mirror of your achievements also. And one more thing I would like to highlight: if you have received any awards or special achievements, you may also mention. You may also mention there your awards. You may add that separate section also in your educational qualification. In that, first of all, as I have told you, academic qualification, professional qualification, and below it you may add awards. Some awards, whatever you have received, it is what? It is also what? Your achievement. It is also one of your achievement. It should be reflected. So some points, they might not be here, but you should be able to add, and you feel that it is important and it should be added there. So likewise, those points should be added in a sequential manner there also. So that is the brief information which I wanted to focus today through this point, that is curriculum vitae. Thank you.